Hey, what's up guys? This is Jeff with Gamestork, and it's time for my reaction to the ARMS Nintendo Direct.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
So was that great or what? Man, this was awesome. I can't believe how excited I left out of watching this. I wasn't so much excited going in because I just expected a lot of information, which is exactly what we got. Honestly, we got a ton of information, and the new characters were ruined for me. Thanks for a couple leaks, but that's okay. This in-depth just explanation of everything. I gave us the in-depth view of the signature arms, but it did come at the cost of exciting new reveals. Now, walking into this, I was certainly hopeful that they would just toss something our way, some little snippet of something at the end, where they say, oh, and by the way, this game's coming too. Boom, Pokemon, or something like that, you know what I mean? But it didn't happen. But you know what? ARMS looks so amazingly solid and fun and challenging, and it looks like a game that's literally going to eat however much time you're willing to feed it, that I really came out of this very excited. Now, in this reaction video, I'm only going to talk about ARMS, and then I'll do another short video talking about the Splatoon 2 trailer, which got me more pumped than you would probably ever imagine about a Splatoon game. Lots of questions. But we're just going to look at ARMS and kind of what this means for us and what we looked at. So, this Nintendo Direct illustrated the depth of this game, and I think that was what was most impressive to me, that they literally just kept digging and digging and digging into the game. It wasn't just that they said, okay, well, here's a multiplayer mode, and here's this mode, which they did give us a lot of modes. What they did is illustrated the fact that it's going to take a lot of skill to be able to win in this. They showed that there's ranked matches. They showed that there is a lot of stuff available, and not only is there stuff available, there are modes, and there are games, and there are things where you can actually train to get that good to go and compete online. And that's what's exciting to me. Not having to get online and get beat up in order, and lose rankings in order to get better, but that you can actually go into these modes, you can practice. There are good tutorials, there are professional, we say professional, but the pro level fighting how-tos from Nintendo. I already saw a video today on tips to fight better. And let's just say this game looks great. It looks very in-depth. The movements, from what I can see, look awesome. Turning your arm and things like that. The more I watch, the more I honestly believe that I'm going to prefer to play this with motion because of those last-minute turns and angles and things that you need once you throw a punch. Now, I got really excited about all the extensions to the arms and all the power-ups, and how each element was very, it actually means something. So you have to be strategic in what you choose, and there's also the ability to practice with what you choose and come up with combos and things like that. So you can constantly just go in, practice, and master each set of arms and get to be a boss. And the great thing is that somebody can't just master one set of arms, but they're all elemental, so you're going to be weak to someone, which means you need to practice with others, and you always need to have a contingency plan. And this is just going in. This is not just the skill of playing, but as you can see, I'm really excited, really excited about the depth of this game and what it promises to bring, which is why I'm definitely a day oneer. And I will be honest, I think about playing this game at a party or a gathering or something, and 2-on-2 looks legit, okay? 2-on-2 looks amazing, and I'm extremely excited about this. The fact that you're tethered together means that you have to work together. It's not just going to be complete chaos, that it is some team function. You'll always have an awareness of where your teammate is, what he's doing, and what's going on, because you're tethered to him and or her, right? For all my men fans, what's up? Anyway, but this looks great. Now, it did talk about a Grand Prix, which is the single-player mode where there are 10 matches. This looks like a lot of fun. Sometimes I find myself playing the single-player modes in different games just because I'm one of those guys, and I just like to do that as well. Online multiplayer is really fun, but the single-player modes are great too. And this Grand Prix, which is 10 matches, I'll say it looks solid. I'm still kind of curious about story stuff. And at the beginning of the Nintendo Direct, where they started talking about the story and how they didn't know where they came from and the experiments and things like that, I was getting excited because I was like, oh yes, this is going to have a story. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. But as we can see, they didn't really tell us whether or not it's going to have a story. Now we know that the implications of a story are there, and we can expect that 100%, but the actual story or anything like that, or them saying, look, this thing has a campaign mode with a story, just wasn't there. So far, we just know that it's a Grand Prix. What really impressed me, too, was the party mode, the party matches, and how many people can play in one lobby. So one lobby supports 10 systems. Okay, so imagine you get together with 10 people. There are 20 people total, 10 of those on Nintendo Switches, and you all decide, hey, let's all just go crazy and fight each other. So you got those 10 Switches, and you can play 2 per system, and 2 people per system equals 20 players total in one lobby playing tournaments or whatever, and this is awesome. This is so great. 20 people at one time going at it in linked Nintendo Switches, battling it out in the same lobby for the same spot of best and whatever gathering you're at. It sounds like a lot of fun, and it gets everyone involved to the degree of we don't necessarily have to wait turns. We can do all this at the same time, battle to the top, and we'll all be connected together, and that's really exciting to me. Another big thing, okay, it's been a long time. I believe it was the UFC 2009, but I worked my way at one point up into like the top 30 out of everyone that played that game. And I played that game like almost religiously. It was just my jam. And since then, I haven't got quite as good. I'm still pretty good in the stand-up and stuff, but I haven't practiced a whole bunch on the ground game, which I'm okay at, but ranked matches, that was my thing. I loved being ranked, and I love fighting when it's just one-on-one and you get to prove that you're better. I love that. I get frustrated in things like Call of Duty because it's just this big, and I'm not hating on Call of Duty or anything like that, but I don't play it a lot because you drop in. As soon as you drop in, you go duck behind something and somebody's behind you and kills you before you realize what's going on. And it's more about people memorizing the maps and hiding, knowing what to do, and it's not always skill-based. It's just, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, something like that, you know what I mean? So, but in this case, like the UFC games, getting closed into a cage with another player and going just skill versus skill head-to-head, that's exciting to me. So being able to play online and get ranked is great. And as we saw, the ranking wasn't like a point system. It literally counted up and down with wins and losses. So it was just one number, and if you had 3 wins and then you lost, your number would be number 2, instead of saying 3 and 1. You know what I mean? So that's really cool, and it's going to make it to where I guess you'd say simple, much more simple and easy to understand and easy to go. The higher the number, the better the player, and that's that. It doesn't matter how many you lost. If you lose 100 matches and you go win 1,000 because you're playing like crazy, you're going to have a 900 rating, and that's pretty great. So I think that's really, really cool. I'm really excited about the ranked matches. I got pumped up again about that, and I'm like, oh, yes. Considering there is ranked matches, that is a hint at a expanded online system, which I hope they launch at E3. A lot of people are saying, well, it's going to come in the fall. But as of right now, they're telling us we get to experience that system free until fall, which means it's got to come before then, and I think E3 is the time to bring that out, especially for this game, and say, you know what, this is what it's going to be. This is what it is. This is what you'll soon be paying for, and it's going to support this awesome set of lobbies and this communication and, this ability to get up with friends and fight and things like that. Another great thing about this that really got me pumped up was the idea of free future updates. Now, they were upfront about this, and this is so great to me. So, DLC, more character DLC, and you don't have to pay for it. They said straight up in this thing that this was new future updates. This is fighters, this is more arms, this is possible stages, and things like that, so that we know they're going to be free. And they're telling you, guess what? We're still working on this game. We're going to be active on the server, and if you're playing, you get this stuff for free. So if you're not happy with the 10 players that all look really, really great, okay? Let's say that those 10 players look really good, and you'd have to be crazy to say otherwise. A lot of other games have like the Ryu and Ken on Street Fighter. No offense to that, but it's like the same guy with different color hair. One's longer, and he's wearing a different color gi, okay? These are extremely different characters and you never confuse them for each other. They're so independently just artistic and unique and great. Okay, that it's just great. That you can tell the time and the love that they put into this game and the movements, the characters, and all those things. So, and back to Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter. I've watched all the animes. I get it. For all you guys who've watched the animes and you're like, Ken and Ryu are completely different people. I know that, okay? I see it. I'm just saying, if you had only ever played the game and you looked at them two, you could confuse them with each other. That's all I'm saying. So, because you have to admit, they do kind of look alike. Also, just in case you did not see, there is a global punch fire, which is just like the global test fire, and this is awesome. I literally stood up when I watched this out of my seat, and I was like, yes, Nintendo, thank you, because that's what I was hoping for. I had a blast on the Splatoon 2 test fire. It was a lot of fun, and this one is great. So it looks like the first one starts on the 26th of May and goes through Saturday and Sunday. I haven't checked the times yet, which those are listed on arms.nintendo.com, which I will go back. I'll do a separate video to give you the times so that you'll be able to look those up for yourself. But I don't know. I'm sure to be like 1 hour at a time or something like that, which is exciting. And then the second weekend is June the 2nd through June the 4th. Again, very exciting. And the 26th and the 2nd are for North America only, as we see in the photo. Now, the times, just go check them out. I'll do another video. Just stick here at Gamestork, and it will come. You'll have the information for sure. But, man, I'm super excited. And I really hope that in this global test punch for ARMS that they allow us to invite friends and play with friends, because that's what was missing on the Splatoon 2. Now, they may not, because the system in itself is not finished. And I get that. That's okay. That's a stretch. It's really not okay. This online thing should be finished. But my thing is, as long as it's right when it comes, I'm okay with it. I'll get over it, right? As long as it's correct and its functionality and good and fast, like the OS for the Nintendo Switch, the fastest OS, like it's the fastest from turning on to getting to a game of any system I've ever had. And if the online functionality is like that improvement, then I'm okay with it. And I hope that the communication's there in the system. I know that, there's been a lot of speculation about the cell phone app and all that. And, why not just call each other? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Hopefully Nintendo will work it out and it will all make sense once we get there. The cell phone thing could just be a battery related issue that they've thought ahead and know that we have cell phones with us and they don't want us to run down the battery when we're playing in portable mode. Which is probably going to happen anyway, because when I'm away from Wi-Fi, I'm going to play by connecting by tethering to my phone and going that way, which is how I've been playing Mario Kart on the go. Lots of fun. But yeah, overall, I've had a really, really good outlook on this game now. I was really excited in the first place, and I'm already sold on it, and I already know I'm going to purchase this game. So it's not like, am I going to purchase this or am I not going to purchase this? The thing about it was, how are they going to show me that this is worth the full amount of money? Because I've bought games before, especially one-on-one fighters, where you play them for a little bit and you're like, this is a lot of fun, but I just don't see myself coming back a lot, you know what I mean? And for $60 for a game, you want to have the assurance that you're going to be challenged, that you're going to keep coming back, that you're going to invest a good amount of time in it. Which is why a lot of games, I just don't purchase. I rent, for instance, since I don't play online a bunch on things like Call of Duty, and the main campaign only lasts, 6 hours at most, I typically get those via GameFly or something like that. But this game, I think it warrants a purchase. ARMS looks absolutely fantastic. It looks great. It looks challenging. I did see a few things that made me question, like with some of the new characters' ability, to see how they evened out the powers, because to be honest, the ability to freeze someone's punch in midair was really interesting I was like, okay, so if you're in the middle of a fight and you're winning, and then this person has the ability to just keep freezing your punches in midair, and they're completely overpowered, and they're going to kill you. They're going to knock you out. But maybe there's some limitation there. I saw them use it, I think, twice in a row in the Nintendo Direct. And my hope is that there is some type of limitation. Now, also with the police robot, I don't have their names written down in front of me. It's sad, I know, but with the police robot dude, having him and the dog, and it's saying, you know, how the dog is also attacking you from the side and stuff. I was kind of thinking, I was like, is that overpowered? You know, if you're just fighting and you just have a normal set of arms and he has this extra dog, is that going to be overpowered? Or are we like, we're going to have an issue here? It reminds me, one of the reasons I got angry and just quit playing was in 2010 when the UFC game went online. There was a glitch online that a lot of people used. Well, there was actually two. There was one that they would back out before they lost the match and it wouldn't count. So you'd win, you'd waste your time, and people padded their records when they would just quit the matches and they wouldn't count. Well, eventually they fixed that. But there was another glitch where if you fought as Anderson Silva, you could throw a Superman punch. And if you hit the Superman punch within like the first 15 seconds or something, it ended the fight every time, no matter what you did. And it was just something to do with that punch and a glitch with it. And so people would use that in every fight. And inevitably, they would always wind up just tagging me just one time. Or typically, this punch just leaping forward a little bit wouldn't do much damage. It got really frustrating that I would even block sometimes, and this would end the fight. So I'm hoping that this isn't like that, and that the powers are, you know, all equal but different, and that no matter who you pick, you'll have the same opportunity to win. You know what I mean? So it's more based off of skill rather than what character you get and what abilities you get. Which we know that's part of it. You know, I'm not saying that shouldn't be part of it because, you know, obviously, we see with the elements and the different choices and the mixtures of, as I said, the thousands of mixtures of arms and things like that, that this is, it's really necessary to make wise decisions when you choose your arms and all, because you will get beat relatively badly. So my hope, honestly, is that it is equal, although some elements obviously are going to have advantages. I just think that the main abilities in themselves that the characters have, and also the dog that's there, fighting you with its master cop dude. I just hope that it's equal and everybody has the same opportunity to win. So just to close this out, guys, I want to say thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is super exciting to me. If you're not pumped up about ARMS after watching that, then you just have to I don't know. I don't know what to say to you. But I will say this game is going to be great. And when it gets there, I would love to play this with some of you guys. I don't mind sharing my friend code on here if y'all want to get up and play something on the Nintendo Switch. I'm more than game, so just comment below. And I might do another video revealing that. You know, it might get kind of crazy, but that would be fun. Because I love not just to be able to give you guys video and communicate with you in the comments, but hey, we could game together, right? So anyway, thanks for watching. I certainly appreciate you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't, and let me know below if you're excited about ARMS. I really want to hear your thoughts on it and what stuck out to you in this direct presentation. As always, again, as I've said, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you next time.